So, this is gonna be like an unscripted kind of rant type video because I wasn't okay. I was going to make a zero base one video as my first video on this channel, but the way that this whole situation with Minheejin and Hybe has been playing out, I genuinely I had to talk about it. And I'm not a CEO, right? Like I'm not someone who's like a business person. But I still have thoughts and opinions, and I feel like they're worth sharing. This isn't gonna be like a formal type of video or nothing. I'm literally just like scrolling on Reddit and ranting. But like, I'm not. I truly, I can't, both parties are pissing me off. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I genuinely don't understand how you can take anyone's side besides the New Jeans members themselves. Like the five girls, not anybody, no one else, just the five girls. Um and like the other groups that have been like caught up in this whole debacle obviously. Um it's a mess. And I feel like people keep pressuring people to, or not pressuring, but at least there's like this, this little undercurrent of, oh, well, if you don't pick one side, you're on the other. Or like, if you criticize this person, then you're on this person's side. And it's like, they're both shit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I truly don't understand why we're over here trying to play devil's advocate for any CEO. Um, this is obviously kind of biased because I'm a human being and I do have biases. I know, crazy. Um, but I don't know. I think that there are definitely like valid criticisms on both sides. Like I hold on. Let me just so with I'll start with Minheejin because I mean she's the singular person. She's not a conglomerate. She is one person. So I guess we can just start with her. I don't how do I phrase this? With her creative endeavors, right? She is very well known in the industry. She worked with SM for many many years. Like she was like one of their like most well-known creative directors, and for good reason. A lot of her works have been extremely influential in the K-pop space. We have her work with Shiny, her work with FX, um obviously her work with New Jeans. I don't I don't think that excuses her behavior though. Like just because she's upset that other other groups are playing that other groups are taking inspiration, heavy inspiration, I'll add, from her ideas doesn't excuse the fact that she is genuinely like manipulating public opinion to get people on her side because she's upset that her ideas are like it's almost like a smokescreen. Like her creativity does deserve, its flowers and everything like that. Like it's obviously very hard work to be a creative director and everything. But she's also a CEO, guys. Like I we have to remember that at the end of the day, like K-pop is an industry, and the end goal for all of these companies, including Adore, Min Heejin's company, including Adore, the goal is money at the end of the day. And CEOs are kind of just inherently exploitative because the only way you can get the amount of success that New Jeans had, or these giant groups like BTS for example, like Twice for example, just to use an example from a non-hype group, right? The only way to get to that amount of success in an industry as big as K-pop is exploitation. And it is so incredibly common for minors to be exploited in this industry. And I don't like that people are brushing it off because she wants to cosplay as a poor creative director who is having her ideas stolen by this big angry company, or this big angry conglomerate that she's a part of, by the way. She chose to go to Hybe. This was her decision, and she's over here acting like, oh, they're taking everything away from me. Like, we can definitely have a conversation about whether Islet and like New Jeans are like similar, if one took inspiration from the other, right? And you can have your own opinions about that. I certainly think that there are similarities like between the two groups and everything. But that also doesn't excuse the fact that Minheejin is using this to distract from her genuinely exploitative, like, in depth, her exploitation of the New Jeans members. Because the members they're all minors. Here, let's look up let's look up how old the New Jeans girls were when they debuted, because we gotta have our receipts, right? So, how old were New Jeans when they debuted? Let's see. Alright, so Minji was 18, Hani and Danielle were 17, Herin was 16, and Hyein was 14. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing names. I am not fluent in Korean, so, but I am doing my best. Um, and with that, right? So Minji was 18. She technically was an adult in like US age. I think the legal age of being an adult in South Korea, it's 20, right? Yeah. It's 20. So they're all minors, right? At debut. June no, July 20th, or July 22nd, 2022, right? New Jeans debut date. When did Attention come out? Yep, July 22nd, 2022. So they're all minors. And they're all under this company, Adore, right? Which is under this bigger company, Hybe. A big K-pop company, has multiple companies underneath. Their like label, right? I think that people, they like New Jeans, right? I also like New Jeans, like their music, their concept, very well executed. But people take that and then just think that because the music and the concepts are good and that there is like potential like plagiarism or copying from another like sub label B-Lift under Hype, that there is potential plagiarism like accusations, right? People take that and think, oh, well, then that just means that Minheejin is the victim because we have to stand for, I guess, creative freedom, which, fair. I mean, if we want to have a conversation about that, we can. But we also need to acknowledge that there are two sides to every story, that she's not as innocent as she seems. She is still a CEO at the end of the day with her own company. She's millions of dollars. And she's using these children to make herself look better. And I'm not saying that Hybe doesn't do this because, well, Hybe the company is their own their own mess. With Bang PD, he also has had times where he has referred to BTS as his sons, right? Same way that Minheejin has referred to Nujin as her daughters. I don't like that people just take that at face value, because you have to understand that that is a the start, like the CEO of a company whose main goal at the end of the day is money and success and fame, especially in an entertainment industry, right? Like, people aren't doing this just for shits and giggles, right? I don't, I really don't like that people are just turning a blind eye to some of the like rhetoric that Manhejian is using. I don't like that people are, my bad. I don't like that people are just saying, "Oh, well, if you don't like Minheejin and think that she's being exploitative, then like you're a Hype supporter." Like, girl, Hype is probably more exploitative than Minheejin. She's just publicizing it for whatever fucking reason. But with, or well, to be fair, Hype did bring this out to the public first, so I will say that. Um, with Minheejin and like Hybe and everything, I think that, or not Hype, sorry, with Bang Shi Hyuk, the CEO of Big Hit, right, and now CEO of Hybe, allegedly. Let me fact check, because this is unedited. I don't like editing, girl. I'm so we're gonna either watch the whole thing or nah. But anyway, um, CEO of Hybe. Let's see. Hybe Korea. Okay, we got Park Jion. Okay. Oh. Well, now it's saying it's Bang Shi-hug. Okay. All right. Well, we'll say we know the CEO of Big Hit, or not Big Hit. We know that the CEO of Big Hit, back when BTS were, a rookie group, baby company, barely had no money, right? Bang Shi-hug was the CEO. Their situations are similar, but not the same. With Bang Shi-hug, he was also saying things like, "Oh, like BTS they're my sons, right? Weird." I mean, I get you guys, have the whole rags to riches story or whatever. Still weird in my opinion. Maybe there's a cultural difference I'm not aware of, but that's how I see things currently. With this whole situation coming out now, though, and the whole court case that's come out, I think it's almost disingenuous to take Manheejin's words at face value again, because it's like, what do you mean, like the girls came up to you like crying because of your situation that you kind of got yourself into? Like, you're over here allegedly like selling information about the company, trying to take down Hybe on company computers, by the way, which is um but you're over here just saying stuff like, "Oh, the members and like their parents just they're so worried about us and everything, about the situation," which, fair, this is a very stressful situation to be in, but it wouldn't have happened if you didn't let your pride and greed get in the way of actually caring about these children. And I am saying children because we still have minors in the group as of right now. I believe Minji, Hani, and Danielle are all adults now, like legally in Korea. But Haerin, like what, just turned 18? And Haerin is we're miles away from being an adult. So I truly don't. And even if they are like adults, they're still like they are like freshly 20. Like these are still very like young adults who can be manipulated very easily and have been under hype for such a long time. They're probably used to this exploitation. As sad as it sounds, they probably are used to people using them as pawns to make themselves look better in the public eye. Because that's what Minheejin is doing right now. It's the same. It's to put it into perspective. It's a similar thing with similar, not the same. There's a similar thing happening with Promise Nine right now, where they're not getting as many comebacks. They're basically being left in the dungeon by Pledis, right? Another company under hype, by the way. And like one of the members spoke out about it. I don't remember which one, but one of the members spoke out about the mistreatment that they were getting. Like basically like the lack of comebacks. Like she was like, "Girl, I need a job. Like we need to get back on stage. Like we want to be singing and performing again for Flovers, right?" And the company's response, Pleasant's response, was to make them apologize. And now more members are coming out on live being like, yeah, no, this company, this ain't shit, like we're rotting away in the dungeon. And it's like, why have these artists if you're well, I'm gonna answer my own question. But like why have these artists if you're just going to exploit them and like whenever they try to say anything about mistreatment or whenever anyone tries to say anything about mistreatment, not even just the members, just anybody in general is like, "Hey, you're not perfect, by the way." Like surprise, CEOs aren't perfect. Um it's crazy that like people will like give them like valid criticism and then these companies will just be like, no. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, these are actual people that want to create art, and you're over here just like, just using them. Like, and this is why I will never support like a company over the actual artists themselves because these are millionaires and billionaires that are just or I'll say millionaires and multimillionaires um who are just using people for money and it's like you don't have to care about that if you don't want to like that's your opinion I guess but I wouldn't pretend that you have the artist's best interest at heart then. Like, I wouldn't go around saying, oh, I'm on Nugent's side or whatever, because you want to believe that Min Heejin's a good person. Like, you shouldn't, first of all, she shouldn't be as heavily, like, in the public eye as, like, Nugent anyway, because that's a whole why are you tying yourself in so closely with these girls? These very young girls, by the way. That's weird. And people have been saying that Minheejin's weird, so like that's that whole thing. But like again, with like Promise Nine being like, hey, we want to create music, we want to continue making art, and they're just being left in the dungeon. These like CEOs don't want anything but your money, and they want you to basically shut up and just sing their praises and just pretend that nothing is wrong because that's how K-pop works. Like they want fans to not think critically. That's why we have so many fans that don't bother to look further into these cases of like mistreatment and exploitation by any sort of company because they're just like, well, but the music's good. Like the visuals are visual. Like, do you pick up what I'm putting down? Like, it's really frustrating because it feels like we can't have an actual conversation. Because of people who genuinely just don't care about the artist but want to pretend like they do because they'd rather just turn a blind eye to exploitation instead of actually considering that maybe not everything a CEO says should be taken as truth. And I'm not saying that the allegations that Hybe have lobbied against Minheejin are completely true either, because I am probably the last person to trust Hybe. I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be so for real though. I don't like they're a huge fucking conglomerate, and like even though like Hybe as a company, like the local Hybe, right? The logo like Hybe has not been like around for very long in the grand scheme of things. This is still like a big company, right? It has multiple like sub labels or whatever, right? I don't I don't think that it's fair to really like just take one side over the other because you like the music or whatever, because like Hype's also shady, and like at the end of the day, even if like New Jeans stay under Hype or whatever instead of going with New Jeans, they're going to exploit them too because that's a group of minors who are probably struggling very a lot mentally due to this whole situation that's very public, and they're probably not going to do shit because Hype doesn't do that, especially with their girl groups. They kind of just throw them to the fucking wolves and just call it a day. And that's really sad. Like, these are very young adults and children who are just being mistreated, and like people are more upset about like the drama of it all, or like are talking more about the drama of it all instead of like realizing that these are people who are probably going to have like genuine like mental scars from this shit for like years. Like this is I don't want to label anybody as anything, so I'm not going to do that. But a lot of the ways that like these CEOs, these companies are like talking, like especially like in this whole like situation with the whole Hype Manheejin thing, it very much does feel like I don't want to say narcissism, but it's very self-centered for sure. And it's almost like what do you expect, right? Cuz like these are companies that don't give a fuck about like anything but money. But it's also like why would you do that? Like I don't know. Like why would you do that? Like you're weird. Um I was looking on Reddit, right? Looking at the cacao leaks that Minheejin had texted her what was it, the vice president, and she's just body shaming like New Jeans and claiming to be like their mother figure and shit, and I'm just like what the fuck, like why, like how dare you call yourself like someone who genuinely cares about them if you like actually like, and then you just go around and like shame them. Like these are like developing like people who have grown up in the public eye basically, and you're just over here just like shaming them because you're not the one like, and I think that's why she like tries to tie herself in so much with New Jeans, like tie her image in with the New Jeans image and being like we're one and the same, girl. I'm the sixth member because like she wants that attention and she wants everybody to sing her praises instead of New Jeans. She literally said she was like New Jeans would be nowhere without me. And I'm like be for real. Like I just I yeah, I don't trust her. She's shit. I don't like her. Um And this is coming from someone who used to be a New Jeans stan. Like I was an actual bunny. Um, Definitely I've dropped down to more of a casual listener now because I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot. But with New Jeans, I'm just like I bought their albums and everything. I I didn't like Cookie obviously, but I was just like, I mean, like, super shy. Like I was there. I was tuned in for the comebacks. Like I was not. I don't know. I was like willing to give her like a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because I was like the music is genuinely really good, and I was like maybe these are just really shitty coincidences. I know that's very naive, but I was like there's no way that this person can be this exploitative, right? In K-pop, but we're seeing it, and now I'm looking back at like other cases of like companies like using idols for like their own gain and everything, like in basically the entire industry, and it's just like it's just tiring to see, especially with this group of like originally all minors. Like it's really fucking sad like to see kids getting used. I don't know. Um yeah, it's gross. I don't know. Very gross. Um, that's all I kind of had to say. I didn't mean to dog on like Minheejin a whole lot. I was gonna talk more about Hybe, because I don't like that whole company. They're weird. Like, the business practices are weird. But I don't know. I kind of, I see a lot of people just sort of taking her words at face value, and I'm like you do know CEOs can lie, right? Like she could just like not be saying the truth and or just like twisting things to make it seem like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I, scolded them, but or scolded the New Jeans members, but like I'm their mom, right? Like she obviously didn't say that. But yeah, like she was just like she's just insisting that like she's like their mother figure, and the parents are just we just got a blind eye. They're not saying shit, so I don't know, girl. I don't know what's going on. Um, yeah. I really hope that those girls are okay though, cuz this is oof. This is really rough. And I truly I want them to be okay. I want things to end as smoothly as possible regardless of what happens. I know this is extremely unrealistic, but I hope that those girls like either just all transfer to another company, not Hybe, not Adore, not no. We just need a whole new fresh start, or just I don't even want to say disband it because I'm like I would like obviously the five are really close, and I want them to like continue doing whatever it is that makes them happy. But I'm like, this is a fucking dumpster fire. We need I. It's a dumpster fire, and I just like Hybe and Minheejin are just literally playing tug of war with these fucking children. That's it. They're literally just back and forth, no regard for the actual artists involved, and it's really sad. So